I mean, really? Yeah. Have you ever tasted a backyard tomato? I mean, you got to realize, what's in the supermarket, those tomatoes, those have been hybridized and selected over time so that they can take a 1,500-mile truck drive, from California here, and then you wonder why it tastes like cardboard. You might as well go all now on a piece of firewood. But that's how segregated our system has become. And so where we need to go, so I'm suggesting in the future, we're going to be reintegrated. And that's why the community garden and the orchards and the things, we're going to be starting to try to surround ourselves with this food. We're going to see patio gardens, we're going to see pots full of vegetables and things, okay? We're going to start to reintegrate this food system. And that's going to take participation. See, we're in a culture right now that routinely is so disconnected from food that we don't even know what real food is. We don't. I mean, I'll be very sexist here. 30 years ago, when we were selling our chickens, we don't have any male customers. All of our customers are female. I mean, all men do is, grunt, look in the refrigerator, and say, honey, I can't see it. That's all men do. So all of our customers are women. 30 years ago, all of our customers knew how to cut up a chicken. I mean, you couldn't go to a supermarket and get a boneless, skinless breast. Today, 50% of them don't even know a chicken has bones. I mean, they think we got some, skinless, boneless breast tree out there, You go out and pick it off. Or they just kind of flop around on the floor, Pick them up like dust bins or something. I mean, I got news for you, reconstituted extruded chicken scavenging parts in the shape of Dino's the dinosaur chicken nuggets is not a structure on a chicken. And so, part of the future, part of this integration is going to require participation in domestic culinary arts. Domestic culinary arts. We've got a culture today that the average person is far more informed and passionately interested in the latest belly button piercing in Hollywood celebrity culture than what's going to become flesh of their flesh and bone of their bones at 6 o'clock. 80% of Americans, according to polls, 80% of Americans at 4 o'clock have no clue what's for dinner. I mean, we are a non-participatory culture. And the thing is, no culture has had the luxury, should I say, of being able to so profoundly disconnect itself from visceral relationships of these things. I mean, it wasn't very long ago, if you wanted to eat in February, you had to think about it in the summer to grow the food, to preserve, package, and prepare in the summer seasonal bounty so you could eat in February. Today, we can go down to the supermarket and get anything we want to from anywhere in the world 365 days of the year. And it all floats on a barrel of oil. We don't even use the word larder anymore. It used to be, if I came down to Duluth and said, where's the food in Duluth? Well, we walk down the street and, well, the food's all in that house and this house and this. It's all in the pantry. Now, it's in a 500-mile away Costco warehouse. And so how do we reintegrate this? How do we re-participate? A lot of people complain at me. They say you're a food elitist, because your local price food. I can't afford local food. I can't afford integrity food. Well, let's deal with that just a minute. The price issue, the elitism. Anybody that comes and says, I can't afford it, I want to just grab them real quick and say, okay, we're going to go to your house. Take me to your house right now. We're going to go to your house. Okay? And I'm sure you're going to take me to your house in a not very expensive car. And when we go to your house, here is what we're not going to see. Right? We're not going to see. We're not going to see any soda. Do you call it soda here? Pop, soft drinks. Okay, you with me? Coke. We're not going to see tobacco. We're not going to see alcohol. We're not going to see any Starbucks cups. We're not going to see any lottery tickets. We're not going to see a flat screen TV, iPods. We're not going to see, ballet tickets. We're not going to see golf clubs. We're not going to see Caribbean cruise tickets. You with me? We're not going to see DiGiorno's frozen pizza boxes. We're not going to see takeout Papa John's. We're not going to see $100 designer jeans with holes already in the knees. I mean, we can sit here and talk about people out there. We're not going to say anything about people in here. Because I know nobody in here spends a penny on anything that you don't need. So we'll talk about the people out there. Them people. They spend a lot of money on things they don't need. I mean, if you just took Hollywood and Las Vegas, all the money that flows into them, think of how much good food we could buy. Or for that matter, just take 1 month of, military operations in Iraq and spread it around. See, I get the liberals and conservatives both riled up. See, we got room for everybody. But this is a bipartisan issue, okay? I mean, it's unconscionable that our school lunch programs only allow $1.67 or something per plate. I mean, come on. I mean, 1 month in Iraq and you can let every child in America eat the best artisanal local stuff available. It doesn't take that much. The money is in the system. It's not like we're a poor country. We are poor, we just don't realize it yet. But the printing presses haven't stopped. But the fact is, there is plenty of money in the system. The other thing that we can do to save money is to buy it raw. Many of you, I'm sure, have seen Food Inc. And in my opinion, that's the weakest part of the movie, is where the Hispanic family gets the Burger King meal and then says they can't afford good food. Trust me, I know what that Burger King meal costs. And you can come to our farm right now today and buy 2 pounds of world-class grass-finished ground beef for the cost of that Burger King meal that fella had on Food Inc. What we've got to do is we've got to return to our kitchen. See, we're all under this delusion. I'm under it, you're under it, all of us. But let's look in the mirror and realize we all have this delusion that, if all those people over there would just start making the right decisions and living correctly, everything would be cool. If those people over there would just do the right thing, everything would be cool. Well, you know what? There aren't just those people over there. There aren't them and they and those. All there is us. Ultimately, where we are today is the physical manifestation of billions and billions of little individual decisions that have been made up to now. And you know where we'll be in 20 years? Is the billions and billions of decisions that are made between now and then. And we create that. We have to take responsibility for that. I wish I could snap my fingers and all the decisions were made correctly. I mean, would that be cool? If everybody just think like I did, everything would be cool, right? But I can't. And it wouldn't be very good if I did, because I'm probably clear off balance on something, all right? And so the end of the day looks like the group of decisions that we made leading up to it. We say, well, I don't have time to get in the kitchen. Well, you have time to take the kids to the soccer game? You got time to go to the, I guess here they don't, hockey here. Yeah, up there. Hockey. You got time to go to the hockey game? You know, the average American male today, not female, they're all doing the work. The average American male between 25 and 30, the male American between 25 and 35, between 25 and 35, you heard this statistic? Spends 20 hours a week playing video games. I mean, are we really that bored? It really begs you to start wondering, what do we call pleasure? I mean, why is it that the pleasure, the ecstasy of planting a tomato and putting 2 seeds in the ground and watching them sprout into this amazing plant that has blossoms, and the honeybees come and fertilize these beautiful blossoms, and then you see the little green little tomatoes start, and they get bigger, and they turn yellow. I mean, red. Well, yellow for yellow. Red. And then you go out and you pick one and you bite into it, and juice runs all down your arm, and it's sweet, and it's why is that pleasure of participating in the majesty and embracing the dance of this community of beings in our umbilical womb, why is that pleasure not as great as the pleasure of being the top points getter on Angry Birds? Why? And I'm suggesting that we have sold ourselves a cheap bill of goods of the kind of pleasure and the kind of time that we spend on things. I mean, kitchens are amazing places. I mean, that's where children learn about fractions. The kids complain about math in school, and fractions. Well, measure out 1/3 of a teaspoon and 1/4 of a cup, and you start learning, you start participating in a visceral way with math, with fractions. Now suddenly you get to the classroom and it's not disassociated learning, it's meaningful. Oh yeah, fractions, that's what we did. Chemistry, I mean, look at what happens when I pour this, woo, you know, all this stuff happens. I mean, kitchens are amazing places. And we've developed a time where we don't have any sense of texture, taste, context. I mean, the average person, you go up to them and say, name me 5 vegetables that grow under the soil. You know, it's like the middle schoolers. We went to a friend of mine on the farm tour, and they got off the school bus. These are 8th graders, and they come up to the farmer and say, show us the salsa tree. We want to go pick some salsa. You know, so he says, well, what do you want? Texas Pete or Picante over here? You know, I got to treat him up. You're at the farmer's market, and you know, Mama comes up there, little 6-year-old daughter. You know, she's flipping through a little photo album, and she sees you got a cow with, that has horns. She says, "See, here's the bull." No, ma'am, the horns don't have anything to do with horniness. That's between their legs. You know, that's a cow, not a bull. You know, but people don't know these things. It was profound. When I was writing this book, folks, this ain't normal. The book developer called me. She says, "You're talking about hay and straw like they're 2 different things. What's the difference?"